Welcome to the Xerox material, the architecture of decay. Today we are going to build a patch called the static halo. We are going to completely abandon pretty pad sounds. Instead we are using odd FM ratios and overdrive to build a fluorescent ensemble. A patch that mimics the hollow formats and unstable electrical hum of a dying 50 Hz neon tube. The patch is inspired by Autechre early 90s sounds. When we think of early 90s IDM, specifically the incunabula and amber eras of Autechre, we often picture complex algorithmic mastery. But their early sound was actually defined by cheap FM synthesis like the Yamaha DX100 pushed through gritty analog boss mixers. Let's get started and build this patch from the ground up. We will use an algorithm that separates the 50 Hz mains hum from the glowing hollow ensemble. We will use algorithm 4 and set the radio C at 0.15, the deep voltage hum. The core of the halo, the radio A, set to 1. And now the classic Autechre trick, we set radio B1 to 3 and radio ratio B2 to 301. In FM, a 3 ratio creates a hollow square wave bridgestone. That 001 offset makes the two modulators phase against each other, creating a gritty buzzing chorus effect. Then we dial the harmonics down to minus 0.50 to make a warm sound but present, and the feedback set to 40 to coat the ensemble into electrical static. We also detune at 25 in order to widen the physical space, giving it that classic, slightly out of tune, early 90s virtual analog drift. The fluorescent lights doesn't just turn on perfectly, they flicker, catch and then hum. We program our envelopes to match. Envelope A is our base glow, a smooth warm fade in. And for envelope B, which controls those higher buzzing frequencies, we set a much faster attack of 15. This mimics the gas physically catching fire inside the tube right before the light stabilizes. To truly get the incunabula sound, the signal cannot be pristine. We use an aggressive LP4 filter, 24 dB, set to 55, a little bit dark, with a resonance resting at 25. Autechre heavily utilized resonant filter sweeps, and this gives the halo distinct nasal vowel quality. We aggressively high pass the bass at 40 and with that 75. Fluorescent tube doesn't produce sub-bass, and the LED pads were often high-passed to leave room for the heavy 808 or 909 kick drums. Finally, we go to the amp page and push the drive to 28. This mimics running the DX800 too hot into a cheap analog mixer, physically compressing the ensemble and the bass together into one gritty unit. The final step is the decay. LFO1 assigned to the pitch roll provides a melancholic tape drift to the pitch, while the second LFO uses a high-speed random wave to constantly spatter the FM feedback, exactly like a dying tube in an abandoned alleyway. To make it playable, we wire up the macros to control the electricity. Pressing into aftertouch causes voltage sag. The pitch drift becomes nervously unstable and the volume dips. We set the destination 1 at LFO1 speed and the second destination we set to the volume. We also, pushing the mode wheel, triggers a power surge. It rips the filter open, forces the resonance whistle, and overdrives the static into pure electrical noise. By stepping away from pristine digital envelopes and thinking about physical electricity, failing hardware and cheap mixers, we can pull immense character out of the digiton. This static halo is just one of the patches from the Xerox material, a sound bank dedicated to cinematic ambient, generative IDM and ruined acoustics. The link is in the description below. Thank you for listening.